Welcome, colleagues. George Sloan from Myford University. This is going to be a series of videos I'm going to do talking about YouTubers and influencers that I like. And in this particular case, I'm going to be talking about regular people economics. This playlist that I'm going to curate with these videos will effectively give you, a real world, regular person in the street, so to speak, economics perspective. Granted, you can go and get knowledge and information from elites, quote unquote, many of them self-described, but I prefer looking at things from a number of different perspectives and doing sort of a 360 view in terms of getting my ideas and information. This is not necessarily for confirmation bias, but it really it helps to get varied perspectives. And I try to, even think of them geographically to get an idea that, not just what's in my local echo chamber, if you will. So I hope you enjoy these videos, and we're going to do a series of them, and then again, there'll be a curated playlist with samples of some of the videos that I watch on YouTube from these creators. With that, we'll get to it. Okay, another one in our collection, curated playlist of regular people economics. Michael Bordenaro. I really like YouTuber Michael Bordenaro. He, like Jack Morgan, is from Florida. However, he does do time over in California. I think what he does is he does Airbnb or something of that nature, but he does spend time in California. The interesting thing about Michael is he provides quite a bit of common sense economics perspective, but his real forte and strength lies in his background, extensive background in real estate. Again, much like Jack Morgan, he does not have a fancy education, but gobs of common sense and logic. He does a little bit of a deeper dive on certain things. He's also branched out a little bit and also discusses some of the things that I find of interest, and I'm sure you do as well. The other thing I find interesting about him, much like myself, he likes to get out and walk. In fact, most of his videos are on foot. He's on the move when he's doing them, which gives you an interesting perspective, because as he walks through neighborhoods, he will sometimes point out different houses and show you some of the numbers behind them. One thing that I really like is that he does do deeper dives, and he has expanded a little bit. What he's starting to discuss is affordability, not just in real estate, but affordability where he explores the decline in dining experiences. Again, things turning to crap. Automotive issues, much like Jack Morgan discusses, customer service, consumerism. He has expanded out a little bit, and he's bringing the same common sense and dedication to taking a slightly deeper dive that he does to real estate into these new areas. He also talks about the job market and how it's impacting people. Again, someone in real estate, you would think that the job market's going to have an impact on your buyers and sellers. When he does give you perspective, again, it's not just from a real estate perspective, but a broader common sense approach. And he's giving it to you from someone that resides in Florida but spends time in California. I, again, highly recommend checking him out. I've included some of his videos in the playlist that I'm going to ultimately put this into. And again, common sense, different perspective, nothing super fancy, but does quality deep dive work and actually provides some facts and figures for you. Again, recommend checking them out. I'm George Sloan, Myford University. We'll see you on the next one. All right, so you've gone through some of the profiles and the collection of regular people economics that I put into a particular playlist. Just want to sort of close this idea out. And I'll probably be adding more. In fact, I'm inviting some of you to, all of you, to give me some names of other individuals that I might want to check out. Again, I believe in having an open mind, being fully objective. I don't have to agree with everybody. There's some people that I talk about and will talk about on this channel, have in the past and will in the future, where I am diametrically opposed to a lot of their ideas and opinions. However, there's enough common ground and there's enough insight to be gained from certain aspects of these individuals. Let me give you a quick example of that. I'm going to be doing more on presentational speaking, and I'm going to put some presentational speakers in that I admire for their ability to speak in solid terms, and I like their delivery, I like their approach, their technique. I may not agree with what they're saying, and you might not agree, but you have to give credit where credit is due, and you've got to say, hey, there's something to be learned from this person. Maybe you don't like their content, but the form, the what they're delivering, the way they deliver, that might be of benefit, and it's worth recommending. And I feel the same way about this. That's why, again, I don't agree with 100% of everything these folks in this collection say, but I think there's enough value to be gleaned and gained from them on certain areas, because again, you have to find areas of common ground even if you don't fully agree with 100% of what they have to say. So when you go through this playlist and other content material on my channel, please bear this in mind. Always remember, there's a lot to be gained by having that open mind and objectivity, and you don't have to listen and absorb everything they say. We don't believe in echo chambers. I like differing opinions, different approaches, and I try to learn something from everybody, even if 80% of what they say I don't agree with, and I get something from the 20%. Again, I think that a lot of you should, if you agree with that, that's great. If you don't agree with that currently, I think you should reassess and reevaluate. So please, I'm asking, if you have ideas of folks that might fit into this playlist, please leave it in the comments. I'll be glad to look into them, glad to give them a profile, and glad to put them in here. With that, I want to thank you. Appreciate your viewership as always. Please subscribe. We have the Myford University channel, which is what you're on. We have the MBA Accelerator channel for more things MBA oriented. And then give us a like and a share. Do not keep us a secret. I'm George Sloan. I want to thank you. And remember, we believe in learning it fast and applying it faster. We'll see you the next time.